们敬礼传承祖师，敬礼了明和尚，敬礼。
Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Thupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, the greatly merciful and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Sumo Tanzhen Gato Tutan Siddhi, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. How do you do? Good evening.
I stayed. Hola amigo. Que quiero mucho. Sugoi. Ichiba. Kimoji. Jungi. Yapi. Puri. Konbanwa.
This evening we did the practice of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Deity Yoga. We can say that all Buddhists would know Amitabha Buddha, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and we know of the Pure Land Trinity, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, Amitabha Buddha, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva. And at the same time, we also know the emanation or transformations of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. There are trillions of them or myriads of them. Many, many of them. Actually, he was also a Buddha in the past, which is the correct Dharma Tathagata. And currently as Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And you have all know and read the Universal Gate Sutra, which is the Lotus Sutra, the Universal Gate Sutra of the Lotus Sutra. So not only the emanation of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva to salvage sentient beings, at any position she can transform infinitely. So whatever body you appear in, she would appear in that body too, to deliver you. That was mentioned in the Universal Kid Sutra, that he emanated innumerable bodies to provide deliverance and salvation. So that is called a kind of body sacrifice. So Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is the most compassionate. We refer to her as the greatly merciful and compassionate, and unconditional loving kindness and compassion toward all, whether with affinity, whether we know them or not. Anytime a sentient being call on her or him, he or she would appear. Like green Tara and white Tara are all transformations of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. For the whole Tibet, is the spiritual center of the forearm of Avalokitesvara or Chenrezig, as I have said before. Let me share a few jokes. My friend Aji went to get some fortune telling last year, and the fortune teller told him that this year would be injured greatly by a woman that appeared suddenly. Therefore, Aji has not got close to a woman this year. And yesterday, old lady, not old, like middle-aged lady who's riding on a motorcycle coming out from an alley that hit him, and then he got hospitalized. So that's accurate. He thought it was about love. So the fortune teller is quite accurate. The boyfriend came to my house for dinner and stick around until really late. And Dad said, this guy is so shameless. Why did he stay so late at our house? And then Dad asked the girl, what did Mom say to you? And she replied, how come it's like your dad in the past? He just kept sticking around, staying around.
我们现在进入你
Now
问我答。
we will do the Q&A.
马来西亚莲花正轩
From Malaysia, Lianhua Zhengxian.
他问：师尊你好，弟子今年14岁。
Grandmaster, how do you do? I am 14 years
弟
old
子
this
曾
year.
在一次梦中
14.
看到师尊，
Once in my dream, I saw Grandmaster
莲
and
花
Siddhigarbha
生大士
Bodhisattva, Guru
跟
Padmasambhava,
大力金刚显现。
and Mahabala.
莲花生
appearing
大士在梦中给
In
了
the
弟子
dream,
几句的
Guru
教诲，
Padmasambhava taught me a few
还
things.
望师尊证实是否正确。
Please confirm its truthfulness.
莲花生大士
Guru
说：
Padmasambhava
莲生尊者
said
成就具德
the Venerable Lian
金刚上
Seng
师，
has the attainment of
地藏菩
a
萨
virtuous
慈
Vajracharya.
悲大愿之本尊，
Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is the yidam for
成
compassionate
就
vows,
加持之本尊，
and Guru Padmasambhava is the
大力金刚
yidam to empower
生活
all
中之
attainments,
护法
and
大金
Mahabala
刚，
is True Buddha School's
一
great
切法
Heruka
平等，
protector.
无有分别，
All Dharma is
如
equal, no
小
differences.
河汇合成
Like
大
small
江，
streams merging
大
to become
江
a
汇
river,
合成大海。
and rivers
皆能
merging to
成就。
become the ocean. They
说
all
完，
can allow
弟
attainment.
子感到十分的安心，
Afterwards, I felt
平静，
totally at ease and
不知
serene.
是否正确，
Is it
望
accurate?
师尊解惑。
Please resolve.
这个莲花生大师
My
跟他讲
question.
的话，
So the statements that Guru
莲生
Padmasambhava
尊者
said
成
that
就
the
具的
Venerable
金
Lian
刚
Seng
上师，
has the attainment of a virtuous Vajracharya.
我没有意见。
I have no
我没有
opinion
意
about
见
this statement.
那么地藏菩萨
Siddhigarbha
慈
Bodhisattva
悲大愿之本尊，
is the yidam for compassionate vows.
我们晓得，我们常常念
We know and we
南无
often
大愿地藏王菩萨。
call him the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with great
那么
vow.
其实大慈大悲，
And actually,
所有的菩萨都是大慈大悲。
merciful and compassionate, all
只要是菩萨，
bodhisattvas are greatly merciful and
一定
compassionate,
是大慈大悲。
as any
所
bodhisattva
以地
is.
藏菩萨慈悲
merciful
大
and
愿之本
compassionate.
尊，
So Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is the yidam
发的愿
for
望最大，
compassionate vows.
就是地藏菩萨。
The one
他的这
who
个第一
generated
不
the
空啊，
greatest vow is
誓不
Siddhigarbha
成佛。
Bodhisattva.
这个愿
He vowed
最
that
大，
he
说要
will
我们
not
成为
become
大
a
愿
Buddha
地藏王。
until hells are empty.
菩萨
That's the
本来就
greatest
慈悲
vow. That's why we call him as the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with the greatest vow. And Bodhisattvas
18菩
are
萨为什么有分别？是因为
are basically compassionate.
清净的分别。
But why do we differentiate the
菩萨有
bodhisattvas?
十地
That's based on the
十地菩
purity,
萨
their purities.
第一
That's
地
why
菩
there are
萨
10 grounds
欢
of
喜，
bodhisattvahoods.
菩萨欢喜地。
And the first ground is the joyous ground
第十地的菩萨
of
是广严
bodhisattvahood.
地菩萨，
And the 10th ground
另外还有不
is
动
the ground of Dharma
地菩萨。
clouds. And also the immovable ground.
第八地是不动地，
That's the
也
8th,
不用讲第几地了，
the 8th ground.
反正它都有名称，各个都
Well,
有
we
名
don't have to say
是因为它
to
从初
enumerate
地
them,
到
but they all
十
have
地
their names.
清净的
From the
过程
first ground to
分
the
为
10th
十地
ground. A classified depending on the purity. But the so-called Bodhisattva is, as stated in the Vajra Sutra, has no view or no phenomena of self, but they give to sentient beings, not because of anything. They are for the sake of sentient beings, and not for any other reasons, never for themselves, always for sentient beings. That is compassion. So that the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is the yidam for compassionate vow. I completely agree. Guru Padmasambhava is the yidam to empower all attainments. That is correct. I have said it before. Guru Padmasambhava. Guru, what does it mean? Guru, or the great master, also means Bodhisattva. Sometimes we call Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva as Guru Avalokitesvara. And Padmasambhava means lotus born, a bodhisattva born from a lotus. And his Vajra name is Ocean Born Vajra. He was emanated on a lotus blossom on the Dhanakosha ocean or lake. His attainment is tremendous because he was an emanation of Amitabha Buddha. And he's also the yidam for blessings and empowering. Of course, he is. Every night, Grandmaster would call on him to pray for his blessings. Om Ahom Pecha Guru Padma Siddhi Hom Se.
Guru Padma Siddhi Hom. Om Ahom Pecha Guru Padma Siddhi Hom. Om Ahom Pecha Guru Padma Siddhi Hom. Om Ahom Pecha Guru Padma Siddhi Hom。这个莲华生大士的是本身是成就的
Guru Padmasambhava is a Siddha, is also the main deity or the yidam for blessings and empowerments. He was also an emanation of Amitabha Buddha. He was born from a lotus, therefore he is a Padma Kumara, but lotus youth, emanation of Amitabha Buddha. That's why it was said Sakyamuni Buddha, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, Amitabha Buddha's emanation. Body, speech and mind. The body is Amitabha Buddha's. And speech of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattvas and mind of Sakyamuni Buddhas.
所以他是莲华生大士，是成就加持之本尊。
So Guru Padmasambhava is the yidam to empower all attainments. And Mahabala is Tribhuta School's great Heruka protector. And this is also correct.
一切法平等，无有分别。如小河汇合成大江，
All Dharma is equal,
大
no
江汇合
differences,
成
like
大
small
海，
streams merging to
皆
become
能
a
成就。
river and river merging to become the
这句
ocean.
话也是很
They
正
all
确。
can allow attainment. This statement is also very accurate.
一切法平等，
All Dharma is equal.
法，你以后看了《金刚经》，你就知道
In the
法法
future,
平等。
after
种
reading
种
the
平等，
Vajra Sutra, we will know that all
无
Dharma
法无
is
种，
equal. All schools or sects are
一
the
切平
same.
等。
There is no Dharma and no schools. Everything
这
is
句
equal.
话非常正确，
This statement is
你觉
very
得
accurate.
十分的安心平
And
静，
you felt totally
当
at
然是
ease
正
and
确。
serene. Of course, that's accurate.
很好，马来西
Very
亚
good.
莲花正仙，
Lianhua
问
Zhengshen from
你才
Malaysia.
14岁，
And you're only 14 years old.
这个莲花生大师能够这样子跟你讲，
And Guru Padmasambhava
真的是蛮在，
could say that to
万
you.
岁了。
Congratulations. Long live.
还有马来西亚
Next,
莲花
from
心，
Malaysia, Lianhua
莲花
Xing.
心有3个字的，
3 characters.
他问：已有多年的时间，我的第
For
3
many
眼
years, my
有
third
时候
eye
会自然开启，且每
sometimes
次总在
automatically
我半睡
opens.
半醒之间，逐渐的
And every time it is when I'm half asleep and half
头
awake
一次
that
发
it
生
would
时，
gradually
我
open.
感到害怕。
The first time I felt
我不确
afraid,
定我是否准备好看它。
and I wasn't sure if I was
但
ready to see
有
them.
时好奇想看时，却很快消失。
Yet when I really wanted to see, I could not
请
since
问
it
施主，
disappeared really quickly.
如若有一天，我的
So
第
if
3个
one
眼
day
睛
my
完
third
全
eye
睁开时，
is
第一件
completely
事
open,
应做什么？
what is the first thing I
接
should
下来
do?
又需
And
做什
then
么？
what?
这到底是什么意思？
And what does it mean?
他问他的第3眼，
This person is asking about his or her third
在
eye.
修行的
Heard
过
that
程
eye.
当中啊，
In the journey of spiritual cultivation,
你会看到，有时候看到光，
sometimes you would see
看不见。
lights, sometimes you don't.
很奇怪的一个现象。
A very strange
我也
thing.
这个现象我也经过啊，
And
这个
I have
现象
experienced this
我也经
too.
过，我也经过。
I have similar experience as she does.
我
She
拼
did.
命想看的时候，
When I really want to see,
它不见，
they don't appear.
这是我的过程。
That's
我不想看的时
that's
候，
part of my
它
process.
突然出现，
When I don't want to see, then they appear.
好像你在打坐，
Like when you're
今
meditating,
天特别想要看光，
you really want to see light today,
眼睛闭着，
and you close your eyes,
一片欧妈妈，欧巴马，
it's all dark.
欧妈妈，奥巴马，美
All
国总统
dark.
奥巴马。
Sounds like Obama,
台湾话
Taiwanese Obama, meaning
都是
all dark,
乌黑一片，什么也没有。
nothing.
观想它光明出现，它也不出
And
现。
you visualize light appearing, but it does not.
有时候啊，不想看，
But
根本
sometimes
就不想看，
you
眼
don't
睛
want
闭
to
着，
see it. You just close your eyes
随意而做，
and you just do
眼
it
前一
casually.
直闪着灯，一
And
直闪一
then
点一点的星光，
the lights like sparkling
然
like
后再来变
starlights.
成一条直线，下
And
下
then
下
they become
然后
lines,
一条一条一条一条自然它
lines
就
of
出
them.
现，
all appearing naturally.
中间一个圈，光明
And at the
显现
center,
出来，
there's a circle and
然后里面
radiance
有个本尊
appearing,
出
and
现，
inside it, a deity
就是这样子。
appearing. That's how
并
it
不
is.
是有意要看它，
It's not that you intentionally, when you intentionally want to
你有意
see
要看
them,
它，
they appear.
它不见，
Or when
这
you
是修行
intentionally
的过
want to
程。
see them,
马
they
来西亚
disappear.
莲花心，
That's part of spiritual
第三
cultivation.
眼有时候会自然开启，
The third eye sometimes
半
can
睡半
automatically
醒之间，
open.
突然
Half
间
asleep and half
睁开。
awake, it suddenly
头一
opens.
次发生的时候，我感到
The
害
first
怕，
time I felt afraid.
我不确定我是否
I
准备
wasn't
好
sure
看
if I was ready to see
但
them.
有时好奇想看它，
Yet when I really
又没
want
有。
to see, they are not there.
我告诉你，不用害怕，
Let me tell you, no
你害
need
怕
to
什
be
么？
afraid. What are you
反
afraid
正你
of?
躺着，又不会掉到地底下，
You're lying there.
会
You
掉
will
下
not
床。
fall to the ground or fall off the bed.
你就是在床上，
You're on the
怕什
bed.
么呢？
What are you afraid of?
所以看到什么都不用怕，
There's no need to see, to be afraid.
自然
Whatever
而
you
然，
see, just
不用害
let it
怕，
be naturally.
也不会怎么样。
Nothing
那
will
如果有
happen.
一天第三眼睛完全睁开了，
If one day
第一件事
my
应
third
该做什
eye
么？
is
接下
completely
来是要
open,
做什么？
what is the first thing I should do? And then what
我
should
怎么
I
知道？
do? What would I know?
那是你
That's you.
你的事，
That's
不
your
是我的
business,
事。
not my business.
你问我，
Yet you're
我
asking
就带
me,
你去看鸟，
then I'll take you to see the birds,
关我什么鸟事？
which means none of my bird business,
你说对不对？那是
right?
你的事啊。
That's your
你
business.
第一件事情应该做什么？接
What
下
should
来
you
需要
do
做什么？
first, and
打开了，你
then
看见什
second what?
到时候你自然明
Open,
白，
there's what you
自然
see.
什么都看见。
Naturally, you would understand. Naturally, you would
你也
see
可能心
everything.
开意解，
Or perhaps
有时候会有本尊来加持
you
你，
would have open mind and
是
heart,
好的现象。
and sometimes the yidams
好
would give you
修行就是这
blessings.
样，
Those are all good signs. That's how spiritual
如
cultivation
人
is.
饮水，冷暖自知。
Like
每个人不一
how
样，
a person, how it is
师
when
尊
a
是过
person
来，
drinks
所
water,
以
you
可以
would
跟
know
你
whether
讲，
it's cold or
你
warm.
真正有意要看，
Everyone is
不然
different.
看不到。
But from Grandmaster's
有
personal
时候它自
experience,
然，
if you intentionally
那就
want to see them, sometimes you cannot. And
等
sometimes they
你
just
能够完
naturally
全清
appear.
楚明白了，
When you can be completely
示你
clear,
修
and
行的过程
understand
当中，
then that means in
你清净了
the
自己的
journey
心。
of your spiritual cultivation, you have purified your own mind.
我们以前学测量，
In the past,
所
we
谓夜
studied
烟心、
the
夜烟
survey,
心观测，夜烟心观测
which
是
is
观
the
观
night
察天上
sky
的星星，
observation.
格林维治时间，
At
哪
the
一颗星
Greenwich
要通过
time,
你的天空？
which star will pass by your sky,
这个天文的这个瞭望镜里面，底下有水面，
and in the astronomic
那么有几条线在那里，那一
telescope,
颗星出现，是一
and
等
then
星、
at
二
the
等
bottom
星、
there's
三
a
等星、四
Mercury,
等星，
and
依
which
它的光
types
度
of stars,
来
the
分
first
别
rate,
几
second,
等
third,
星，
fourth,
然后它会通过
depending on their brightness,
从你的天文台的瞭望镜里面通过几等星通
and they would pass through
过，
the
然后查看
astronomic
格林维治的时间，
telescope. They
那
would,
个格
and
林维
then
治
you
的时
check
间，
time,
在这个时间里面
Greenwich time,
通过的星叫什么名字？
and then you will discover the name of the star that passes. If one day you see a star that passes by, but based on the Greenwich time, it was not recorded. It is not recorded, and you cannot find what is the name of the star. That means the star is Sheng Yan Lu star. Then you record it at what time, what Greenwich time, and which star. But when there is no name attached to the star, but all the stars have names, that's a very mystical, very amazing. So science, astronomy, they would know which stars at which time would pass by where, and how they can be so clear. It's because of the Mercury. They can reflect the stars that's passing by, and in our observation we would be able to see the stars based on those lines, and then we can check at what time, and we would be able to find out what is the name of the stars and the rate of its brightness. So when your mind is as tranquil as the Mercury, then you would be able to reflect whatever you want to see. So this is what I'm telling Lianhua Xing from Malaysia. You don't need to do anything. We just observe. And sometimes Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will give you blessings, sometimes give you encouragements, sometimes to give you some spiritual responses or sensations. Mom told Xiaoming and Xiaozhu, from today I will give $10 to whoever that listened to me better. And these two kids said, Xiaoming said, that's unfair. And Mom said, why? Then the one that would get the praise would be Dad, because Dad is most obedient to you. Typically children are not so obedient. Xiaoming went to the hospital and had the medical checkup. The doctor said, Mister, it's so unfortunate that you don't have the capability to reproduce. When Xiaoming heard that, he hit the tables and hit the walls and cursed. And the doctor said, it's not my fault that you cannot reproduce. Why are you hitting my desk and walls? And Xiaoming said, no, I am angry at myself because I wasted so many condoms. Okay, now we will expound the Vajra Sutra, our main topic. Chapter 12, revering the right teaching. Reference toward the right teaching. What is the right teaching?
告诉你，《金刚经》里面讲的4个偈。
The 4 verses
无人相
stated in the
无
Vajrasutra,
众生相
which is no phenomena of
无受
self,
者
no
相
phenomena of others, other human beings, no
这是
phenomena of
佛陀的
sentient beings, no phenomena
教
of lifespan. That is the right
佛
teaching
陀的
of
正教，
the Buddha.
你一定要尊重。
You have to respect them.
无我相，无
No
人相，
phenomena of self,
无
no
众生
phenomena
相，
of others,
无
no
受者
phenomena
相。
of sentient beings, no phenomena of lifespan.
这里讲的复次须菩提，
Here in this
随
chapter,
说是经，
furthermore, Subhuti,
乃至世纪偈等，当
if
知
any
处处
person at any
一切
place
世间
teaches even
天
the
人
only
阿修
the
罗
4 verses of
戒
the
禁
sutra,
供养，
all worldly
如
beings,
佛塔庙，
celestial, human,
何
or
况有
asura, should revere the
能
place
尽
like Buddhist
受
pagodas
是
or
读诵。
temples,
须菩提，
especially if the person
当
can
知
completely
是人
uphold and recite
成
it.
就最上第一
Subhuti, know that
稀
this
有
is the
之
first
法。
and foremost
若是
unexcelled
经
and
典
rare
所
dharma
在之
to
处，
allow one to reach
即为
attainment.
有佛。
At the
若
place
尊
where the
重
sutra
弟子，
is, a Buddha and his respected disciples are also there.
很多人问我，
Many people
什么是
ask me,
做尊重弟子？
what is respected
弟子还要尊
disciples?
重吗？
Should we respect the
其实
disciples?
这一句，很多人问我，
Many
什
people
么叫做
ask
若
me
尊
about
重弟子？
this phrase, like respected disciples.
好了，这我要问你们了，
Okay, now I want to ask you,
尊重弟子是什么意思？
what does it mean, respected disciples?
你讲咩啊？
What are you saying?
什么是尊重弟子？
What is respected disciples?
有人举手，
Someone
这边有很多念珠。
raise his or her hand. We have many chanting
什么
beads
是若
here.
尊重弟子？很多人读《金刚经》，读到这里，
Many
若尊重
people
弟子
chant
什么意思？
Vajrasutra, and when they reach this part, they have to question what is as or as if respected disciples
没有人举手啊。
or like.
好了，我讲很简单的，
Nobody raised his hand.
若尊重弟
It's
子
very
就是，
simple. Let me tell you.
也就是尊重正教的弟子。
That means it is the
不过是加几个字
disciples
而
who
已
respect the right teaching. So I just added a few
就
words.
是若，就是
That is
尊重正教的弟子，就是。
disciples who respect the right teaching. That's called respected
并不是说
disciples
我
or
要去尊重
respecting
我的弟子，
disciples.
并不是这个
It
意思。
doesn't mean that I
而
have
是
to
他
respect
本
my
来就是
disciples.
尊重正教的弟子，
So they are the respectful
就是这
disciples.
么简单。
Disciples who are
很简单的，
respectful
很
toward the
easy。
right teaching. It's very easy.
So easy，
So easy.
不过你们拿不到。
So
读
you
金刚
cannot
经
get
你
it.
们大家都读的，
Everybody
超
chant the
度也
Vajrasutra.
读啊，
You
喜
chant it
事
during
也
Bardo
读啊，丧事也
deliverance,
读啊，
during
平时都在读啊。 这几个字，若尊重
merry
弟子，
event or
就是尊重正教
sorrow
的弟
event.
子，也就是尊重弟子。
So this respectful disciples means disciples who are respectful
你就是
toward the
尊
right
重
teaching.
正教的弟子，所以是要叫你已
So
经是尊
because
重的
you
弟子
are a disciple, who respect the
这样明白吗？
right teaching. Therefore, you are a respectful
很多人问
disciple.，
你读《金刚经》，大家都读过嘛，对不对？大家都读过。
So everybody has
一品一品的这
decided
样的
the
读，
Vajrasutra, right?
最后这
Chapters
几个字
after
既然会不明
chapters.
白，
And yet, these few
你就是
words you don't
你
understand.
就是尊重的弟子啦，
So you are a
尊重正
respectful
教的弟子
disciple.
啦。
You are a
这
disciple
里讲到
respectful of the right
要
teaching.
尊重什么？
So what should you respect?
重要的，佛陀所教的法，
Importantly
正教。
is the Dharma taught by the Buddha.
《
That
金
is
刚
the
经》里
right
面讲
teaching.
的是什么？
What
无我
is
相，无人相，
talked
无
about
众
in the
生相，
Vajrasutra
无寿者相。
is no phenomena of
你要
self,
尊重。
others, sentient beings, and lifespan, and you should
这里
respect
呢，
that. And
当
here,
知处处一切世间天人
know
阿
that this
修罗
is
皆应供养。
if any
我们
place
晓
at
得天
if any person at any place teaches even the four
是
verses
的
of the sutra, all worldly beings,
欲界天
celestial, human, or asura,
色界天、
when we say
色界
heavenly realms,
色三天、
they refer to the
the
realms
天人
of desire, realms of
甚
form,
至
and
阿
realms
修罗。
of no form.
阿修罗是六道之一
So
六道，
heavenly
六道
beings, human or asura. Asura is part of the six
都要供养，
rebirth realms. They all should
都要供养。
make
无我相、
offering
无人相、无众生相、无寿者相，都要供养。
to the no view
就
of
如
self,
同
other
佛
sentient
的
beings, and
塔庙，
lifespan, like Buddhist
塔
pagodas and temples.
佛你要供养，塔也要
You
供
need
养。
you need to
庙
make
也
offering
要
to the
供养。
Buddha, to the pagoda or temple.
像我们西雅图雷藏寺，众生来，进来，他拿贡品进
Like
来，
here at the
就在
Seattle
供养。
Lizang Temple, there's someone coming in and they
在密
brought
教里面告诉大家，
offerings.
我们供养什么？
And in Tantric Buddhism,
佛的身体，
what do we make offering to?
佛的口，
Buddha's body, Buddha's
佛的
speech,
意念，
Buddha's mind,
身口意，
body, speech, and mind.
如来的身口意，你都要供养。什么是
You
佛的
need
身？
to make offering to the Tathagata's
象征
body,
的。
speech, and mind.
在我
And
们
what
头上
is
坐
the
的
Buddha's
七
body?
尊佛，
They all have symbols. We have
你看
the
见了就要合掌，
statues of the 7 Buddhas above
黑
us.
袖皈依所摄的，
When you see them, you should join your palms.
七手
With
皈依，
palms
黑袖
folded,
皈依，
I pay reference.
七手皈依，合掌，
So join your
像
palms
师
and
尊一
raise
样
it. Bow
每
your
次进
head.
到餐馆，进到西雅
Like
图雷藏
Grandmaster
餐馆，
too, every time I
一定合掌。
enter to the cafeteria at the Seattle
金陀
Temple,
罗
I will definitely
南
join my
无本师
palms.
释迦牟尼佛，
Pindolo and Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.
一定合掌，
I definitely join my palms
因为那个就是宾陀罗。
because that's Pindolu.
宾陀罗尊者坐在
The Venerable
上
Pindolo
面，后面的唐卡是释迦牟尼佛，
sits on top, and behind him
就一定合掌。
there's a
吃
Tanka
完
of
饭出
Sakyamuni
来，
Buddha. I
看
definitely
到了
join
也
my
一定要
palms.
合掌。
And after I finish
这
dinner,
就是
my
敬重
meals, as I walk
佛
out,
的
and
身，
anytime
佛
I
的
see
身，
them, I would
佛的
join
身，
my palms.
因
That
为它
means you
象
have
征着
reverence
佛的身。
or respect toward the Buddha's
上面有
body,
七佛，
because
底
those
下有所
symbolize
有
the
的本
bodies
尊
of the
跟
Buddhas.
护法，
So
全
the
部要
7
敬重，
Buddhas on
都要
top,
合掌恭
and
敬。
then below them, all the other
这
deities
个
and
就是供养，
protectors. You need to join your
合掌
palms
也
and
是供
respect
养，
them. This is called offering.
那是佛的身。
Joining our
另
palms
外要供养
also
什么是佛的口？
symbolize making
经
offering.
典呢？
And you
佛
need to
所
make
说的法，
offering or revere
你一定要
revere
尊重。
the Buddha's speech, which
经
is
典
what are the Buddha's speeches? That's the
尤其
sutras.
是《金刚经》，
You need to respect them,
这里讲
especially the
如
Vajra Sutra.
佛塔庙佛的身，
Like the Buddhas, the
庙
body of the
里面有
Buddhas,
佛的身，
inside the temples they
还
are
有
the
佛的经
Buddha,
典。
the Buddha's bodies.
口
Also,
你要
the Buddha's
敬重佛
sutras.
的口，口就
You
是
want
法，
to respect
法
the
是什么？就
mouth
是
or
经
the
典啊。
speech of the Buddhas.
佛
And
陀
that's
所
the
讲的经
Dharma.
典。
And what is Dharma? The sutras, as
什么是
spoken by the
塔？
Buddha.
佛
And
的
what is
舍
a
利呀，
pagoda? That's the
那就是
Buddha's
意。
sariras. That's mind.
佛的意是什么？
What
就
is
是
the
塔。
Buddha's mind? That's the pagodas.
你说在天图吗？在天图
So in India,
造来一个塔出来，
when you build a pagoda,
造一个塔出来。天图有很多佛塔。
You-
啊，天图有
in
很多
India there are many Buddhist
每一个佛塔
pagodas.
里面都有佛的舍利，
And inside
那是佛
each
的
of
意，
the pagodas there
佛的
is
意。
a Buddha sarira.
所以我们
That
尊重
is
佛
the
的
mind
身，
of the Buddha. So we respect the
佛的
body
口，
of the Buddha,
佛
the
的意，
speech of the Buddha, and the mind of
经
the
典
Buddha.
法
The
就是佛的
sutras
口，
or the Dharma is the speech of the Buddha.
身就是佛像，
And the body is the
本
Buddha's
各个本
images
尊，
of all
意
deities. And
是
the
佛的
mind
塔。
is the Buddha's pagodas.
佛经里面有提到，
In the
只要是
sutras, it
塔，
was mentioned
就等于佛在里面。
whenever there's a
那是佛的
pagoda, it's the same as the Buddha
舍利
inside
子
it.
就是佛的意。
That's the mind of the Buddha. The sariras are the
何
mind
况
of the
有人呐、
Buddhas.
竟能受持读
Especially
诵，
If the
不
person
只是敬重而
can
已，
completely uphold
还
and
能够
recite it.
受持读诵。
So not only respecting,
你在
but
诵这个经的时候
also
啊，
the ability
这
to
个经的
uphold
时
and
候啊，
recite it.
在持这个无我相、无人相、无众生相的
When
时
you
候啊，
recite the sutra, no phenomena of
悉菩
self,
提
no phenomena
当
of
知
others, no
是，
phenomena of sentient beings, no phenomena
要
of
知道这个
lifespan.
人成就最上第一稀
Subhuti
有之法，
know that this is
无我相、无人
the
相、
first
无
and
众生
foremost
相、无寿者
unexcelled
相，
and rare
是
dharma to allow one to reach attainment.
第一稀有之法。
So the four
所以
non-phenomenons
金
is
刚
the
经被
first
称
and
为第一
foremost
之稀有之经，
and rare
就是在
dharma.
这里。
That's why the
若
Vajra
是
Sutra is
经
also
典
referred
所
as the
在之
first
处，
and foremost
只
and
要
rare
有金
dharma.
刚经的地方，
So at the
就是
place
有
where
佛。
the sutra is, wherever there is the
经
Vajra
典所
Sutra,
在
there
的
would
地
be a
方就是
Buddha.
有佛，
Wherever there
也
is
就
a
是
sutra,
尊
there
重
is the
正
Buddha,
教的弟子。
which is the disciples
所以
who
很多人
respect
读
the
金
right
刚经啊，
teaching.
读到最后一句，我从最后一句讲起，若尊重弟子是什么意思？没有人答得出来。
And many
为什
people
么弟
recite
子
the
要
Vajra
尊重？
Sutra, but first I
不
asked
是
this last
你
few
本
words,
人就是
nobody could
正
answer it.
尊重弟子，尊重
So why do we have to
身
respect the
口
disciples?
佛的
But
身，
no,
佛的口，
it's
佛
the
的意的弟
disciples
子，
who are respectful towards the
尊
Buddha's
重
body,
金刚经
speech,
的
and
弟
mind,
子，
who are respectful toward the
尊
Vajra
重
Sutra,
这个无我相、无
who
人
are
相、
respectful
无
toward
众
no
生相、无
phenomena
寿
of
者相
self,
的
no phenomena of
弟子。
others, no phenomena of sentient beings, and no phenomena of lifespan.
这一段，这样大家明明白白。
Now you're very clear about this piece.
像我们学佛的人呢，看到佛塔，也要合掌，不管你大塔小塔。
As a Buddhist,
Now,
every
what you
time we see a
call
pagoda, we
Korea.
should join our palms, whether the pagodas are big or small. I've gone to the Mount Bakong in
到
Korea.
那个地方的时候啊，
When I
有
went
佛塔，
there, there were Buddhist
也有
pagodas,
很多人在堆
And many people built tiny pagodas using rocks, that the big stone at the bottom, and then the medium, and then smaller. So they built many small pagodas at many places that were made from stones stacked together. Why do they build these pagodas? Because they are respectful toward the Buddha's pagodas. So inside the pagodas, there are sarviras. So the place where there is a pagoda is the same as there is a Buddha. And around the pagoda, there are many tiny pagodas built by many people. And we went there and joined our palms when we see the image of the Buddha, or the place where the sutras are, or when we see pagodas, we would join our palms and bow and pay homage. Because Buddha images are the body, represent or the body of the Buddha, and the sutras are the speech of the Buddha, and pagodas are the mind of the Buddhas. Towards the body, speech, and mind of the Buddha, we should be very respectful. So reading this excerpt, now you're very clear and you understand clearly. You should respect the right teaching. So we are all considered respectful disciples. We are respectful toward the Buddha's body, speech, and mind. In Tantrayana, we often say body, speech, and mind. We use our purified body, speech, and mind in our spiritual cultivation to respect the Buddha's body, speech, and mind. If you can be respectful like this, then you would have attained that would be the Dharma to have attainment. That would be the first and foremost right Dharma to allow attainment. And the Dharma is the no view of self, others, sentient beings, and lifespan. Always have this question in my mind. Can you help me? And the friend asks, so what's up? Lobster, which is in Chinese, is called dragon shrimp. Is it a shrimp? This is only meaningful in Chinese. Is dragon shrimp a shrimp? And the friend replied, if not a shrimp, is it a dragon then? If it's not a shrimp, then is it a dragon? That's very similar to the Vajra Sutra. like respectful disciples. That means you are the respectful disciples. Nobody can get this chanting beads.
就是在这里。哦，这个是语言上的，听得懂。这个国语的，听得懂普通话的。
This is only
的笑话。
those that can understand Chinese.
连续不断的下雨，每一天都下雨。这个
It's been raining
司机呢
continually.
接了老板、董事长进公司。
Yeah, it is only meaningful
这
in
董事
Chinese.
长一进公司啊，马上跟秘书讲，
The
开除
driver
司机。
picked
那
the
下班的时候啊，
CEO to
董事
the
长等不到司
office.
机，打电话问秘书，
The
司机呢
CEO told the
秘书讲
secretary,
说，你早上不是要我开除司机吗？
fire the driver.
这董事长讲，
And
要
yet
求
the
啊，
CEO could not get home because the
临
driver
别
is
时
not
被叫
there.
你
And so called the
开
secretary, what
除
happened?
司机啦，除司机呀。
Yeah, this play off was Chinese, like turn on the dehumidifier, but it sounded like
要
fire
把
the
司机
driver.
拿掉的那个机器呀，不是开除司机，这是误解哈。今天就讲到这里。Om Mani Padme Hum。
That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.